where's Giant? Why is Giant not here? Like my kids know if someone like this, what's going down? Basement, nah. So everybody just knows this is a family team, and if you're not for a family, then don't even come with us to work with the team. It doesn't work like that.
That's awesome. So you've done collaborations with like Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Fabulous, John B. Key. There's so many people, but I know one of my favorites was Superwoman, the Part 2, the remix and stuff like that. That joint's good. I don't know. I mean, I'm a dude, but like just your music period.
That's the joint you was talking about that I did when you was born. He's like, I've been loving music since I was born.
So how did that whole song come about? Like, you know, what was the vibe? I was in the studio just chilling.
No, it literally came up. It was 2 hours left of a session I was doing with me and DJ Clue. We used to do a lot of music together. So he was finishing up a compilation for his mixtape. I did an intro on it, and I was like, yo, I need a single for my album because we've been handing singles. The label was like, nah, this ain't gonna work, blah blah blah. I did Gangsta, and they go, oh, that's too hard. Then I did Ta-Da, and they said, oh, that'll go over people's head. Everything I did was like so futuristic. So I was just like, you know, I'm gonna just do me. And I did a session in California, and Clue had to catch a flight back. So I was like, well, I want that track that you got played. And he was like, well, that's for somebody. And I was like, no, it's not. It's for me. Like, that doesn't even sound like something that would be on. Like, who does it? Who tells me no? Listen, you know who my daddy is? No, I'm just kidding. So he gave me the track. He was like, you can have something to me by the time I land. Because now you can MP3 and I can take my phone and sing my whole album back. It's out. You know, back then you used to have to make a copy and get it to the airport so they could Delta dash it to New York. So he's like, you can get it done before I get back and they hand in the record, then it's yours. So I literally used 2 hours of studio time to do Superwoman, and when we got back to New York, he's like, that joint hot. He was like, do you want to rap on it? Because you know, I had worked with so many people by then, like Missy, and like I had met with Jay-Z and all of them and stuff like that, and I did songs with Ja Rule. I was just like, yo, that dude, that be on your mixtapes. I was like, he was like, who? I was like, he spelled his name, F-A-B. I was like, because my brother was put me on the DJ Clue mixtapes, and my godbrother was there. He was just like, oh, I can get him to come right now. He called Fab, and that was before really cell phones. That's when the big phones was out. So he called Fab, and Fab came to the studio and had the SkyTel pager. And he wrote his whole rhyme on the little laptop things. And he did the rhyme, and the rest was like literally history when everybody said, oh, like what happened? This ain't gonna be no hit. I mean, we made it top 5. Actually, top 40 in the United States and top 5 record, so he's considered a hit.
That's yeah. And then you went back and featured on Fabulous when he finally made his debut.
Yeah. We've done like so many songs together, I've lost count. It has to be probably like Superwoman Forever, What Should I Do? I was on, and I did background like on a lot of his stuff and stuff for other people's albums, stuff that we ain't never turned down. So we have a whole album worth of things and collaborations that we've done, and it just, certain people have that certain chemistry. That's why I'm so scared when they're like, yeah, you should get a rapper. And I'm like, if it ain't Fab, then I really don't want to do anything without it because I'm so comfortable. Like, his birthday's November 18th, mine's November 18th. I'm like, this is destiny. Don't mess with it. Don't touch it. Don't break it. God ordained it. Like, and that's why we're like brothers and sisters. The chemistry is there, and I'm so scared to get other people. I'm scared to give other people a chance, and that's what I need to let go of. But I also didn't want to keep on doing every song and then be like, oh, that Joe whack. Because you know, people be sitting, they know the Joe hot, but people be ready to hate it. So I was like, you know what, I'll just do things myself. He does his stuff, and just to this day, when Superwoman or Forever comes on, everybody, yo, I do Fab. People just be yelling from the audience, and it just feels so good for people just to still feel the same way as if it came out yesterday. And that record is, since 2012, came out in 2000. That John was 12 years old. That song was older than my children. It's older than my children, y'all. Yes.
That joint was crazy. All them stuff. I love that stuff. I love the collaboration with Fab. And I also want to know how was working with Jay-Z, one of like the biggest rappers known right now, and like just in history. Like, how was that before he really even got to where he at right now? To work with him then, like, how was it? Was it like cool? Was it like?
Yeah, he's mad cool then, still cool now. Like, a lot of people think that when you move up, I would say socially, they think that when you're on a more personal level, then you have to change. And one thing I could basically say about that whole camp is that when you're in, you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not gonna, Mo, I don't remember. Like, he doesn't forget a thing. And that's what I love about people. You be like, oh, you don't remember me? And people that are higher up, you would think that they would forget, but they don't forget. And so just from day one up until this day, he's been the same person continuously. Like, I've seen him like years before. Like, I even had anything out. Because when I was down with Guru and them back in the day, we used to all be at this studio called D&D Studios, and so like all the rappers would be there. I'd be the only girl there, just acting like a tomboy. But people brought me under and took me under their wing. And one thing that was always undeniable was that when I would sing, people were like, yo, like you're really dope. And honestly, I pride myself in putting that out there. That all I had to do was sing. Mm-hmm. Notice that I ain't never, and a lot of people don't give me credit for it, but I ain't never have to sleep with nobody. I ain't never have to sign to nobody. They didn't get ran through the ring and stuff like that. That's why one thing Irv Gotti always told me, he said, your name hasn't been, your name isn't scarred. You haven't done anything that people, yo, she's smelling that ass to that. They can't say that about me. Right. And that's the reason why people can still respect me to this day. So, like, just to work with him before, and maybe we'll work together again in the future. Who knows what the future may hold, because I still, like, keep in contact with the whole rock situation like that. Is a great situation because I toured with them and everything. That's why I was like, yo, they're the coolest. And everybody just always want me to tell jokes all the time. Like from him to Missy to Fab. Like all we do is just, everybody just jokes. Like we joke time, but you can't let everybody in on the joke. Then people be like, yo, you're like, nah, I ain't like that.
So I gotta ask this, out of everything you've done in life as far as that, what was like one of your most embarrassing moments?
Most embarrassing? I always get embarrassed. Like when I was going out there to sing the anthem, this lady was looking over her glasses, and nobody. See, y'all can't tell when I'm laughing inside and trying to hold it all together. But my husband was like, this lady, like she pulled out her iPad and pulled the glasses all the way down and looked over and look at the iPad. She should have just took them off. And so he said that right before I went out to sing, and I'm sitting up there. That's why I said, will everybody please rise for the anthem? Because I was like, just trying to process, like, okay, let me get in the serious mode. This is the Star Spangled Banner. But he just made me laugh. But I don't get embarrassed. I always make every situation into like a funny movie. Like if I would have walked down there and fell, I would have like do the snake or the worm. Like everybody, I would have like I know how to play it off. But let me see, what was the most embarrassing moment? I really can't think of no time because I've never been embarrassed. I've been like, oh snap! Like, did y'all see that? But if somebody see it, I'm gonna play it off. If somebody see it, it happened. So I don't really get embarrassed. I can't. I was looking at, this is an embarrassing moment. They tell me the guy said my Instagram, and they said, have you ever did a then and now? So let me see if I looked at this picture. This is me and my sister. We did backgrounds for Miss on Jay Leno. What did we have on? He was like, look at mother, her boobs was pushed. And our dad's a preacher. My sister, why did I have all this grease on my stomach like this? One side of my head was curled, one side was flat. You couldn't tell me who wasn't killing me. You could not tell me who wasn't killing me. She on the body shape, I think. But what was I doing? That's an embarrassing moment. Let me see. You see that? That's a mess. That is some mess. That's embarrassing.
So with that, and then also like if you can tell us like a situation where you had to come and perform, and it was almost without giving names because we don't want to do that, but like worst situation, like the people, the service was like their personality, their character, they was just like, yo, you like, okay, yo, we can't do this no more. We just know not to come back. Let's just go get it done.
That really doesn't happen to us. We really know how to. I'm pretty sure it's happened years ago, but it's all about how you present yourself. Your reputation has to supersede people's expectations. Like, you have to have a good representation and a good reputation, because a lot of people expect artists to come and have an attitude. I don't take all that, because if we go out here, if I get shot, I'ma die. I'ma bleed. If you go out here, you get shot. Like, until artists become immune or an invisible shield or nothing can happen to them, I don't believe you should go and act all ignorant. Now, usually when we do engagements, we'll say, well, our rider requirement, blah, blah, blah. Now I came here today and none of the stuff is on the route of take care of. Am I gonna get an attitude? No.
Right.
I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go buy myself something. Or you should have ate when you got there.
Right.
You just have to prepare yourself for any situation. Now we've been in places and be like, okay, how y'all gonna have us? Like, how y'all gonna have us? Why y'all didn't tell us it was ratchet?
Right.
That's why we've learned to just wait in the car, eat before we come, bring your own hand sanitizer, and use the bathroom before you arrive to the building, because you don't know who ain't flush, you don't know who ain't fresh, and you don't know who ain't sane. So that I've learned to navigate through the system to realize that some people, they just don't know. Like a lot of people like, oh, we want to book you for this event. And they always want to book an event, and they don't know the thing. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll send you a rider or what's that? What do you mean? So did you think you're just supposed to send me some money and I'm supposed to just make it do what it do? It don't happen like that. So we just usually know how to sift it. We've learned and we've become accustomed to learning how to sift through the wheat from the tare.
That's good. That's good. So let's push forward to your new album that you have out right now. P.S. I Love Me. What was the beyond the inspiration behind it? Because before this, it was a while before you put out anything. So what was the whole push and motivation to get this whole album out and stuff?
Just to get an album out. Because I guess when I'm on chill mode, I don't realize like you have a fan base and a core audience out there just sitting. And I know Superwoman, we love family. We love the songs of family. We love you and Missy, but we want more music. And I'm one of those people that sit back and be like, you know what, I could really do. I could really go for a Beyonce album right now. I could really go for this. And then there's sometimes be like, okay, you need to have a seat. You know, and I'm a person, I'll sit myself down. You ain't got to tell me, okay, Mom, you're oversaturating, you're getting on our nerves. You're doing too much. Like, I know how to sit myself down because not only am I a consumer and a customer, like I'm my own client. So I have to realize when to come and when to fall back, when to press forward and when to, ease up when the lane is open. I've learned to navigate through the industry like that because there are times the industry is wide open, which it is now. Then there's times where everybody's coming out and you're just trying to figure your way through because a lot of people are like, oh, so-and-so going to overshadow you. It's like, no, they have a label with a major budget and they'll pay for that, And I was like, I'll just wait. And I waited, and so we put out the independent album. Now I'm going back major because I'm like, independent is cool, but that ain't for me. Like, it's not for me. It's not. It's fun, and I'm glad I tried. So like I said, I did it. Maybe I'll do it another time. But no, because a lot of people have presented themselves as labels, and they're not labels, and they presented themselves as independent and saying they have this and that. Because even with independent, it still costs money.
Right.
And we not going there.
Right.
I'd rather spend them rich people money, put this album out, and I get up there look cute.
And keep going.
An independent hustle. It's hard work, and I'm not saying I'm not up for it, but the way that if I would have came out independent in the beginning, then But for now, this industry is too for me. It's this economy, everything is too upside down. I mean, the fans are too fickle because a lot of people. It's a lot.
I understand. So one last question. We know, if don't nobody know, we should know that you come from the church. You got a church background. Being PKs, I'm one myself. But with that being said,
I'm upgraded. I'm a BK.
Oh, you're BK. You're bishop now, right?
He's a bishop now. He's a bishop. He's been elevated since then. So you know how people like, I'm a bishop's kid. Totally different. No.
So could we ever expect maybe a gospel song or a gospel album or something just to dedicate or something like that?
Of course, yeah. I'm actually working on so many projects now as is, from TV to another R&B project. Because P.S. I Love Me will be 1 year old on, well, it's actually 2 years old for me, but it's 1 year old for you guys because it came out November 1st digitally, November 8th. Hard copies, a couple of copies that we have pressed up, so that'll be 1 year old. So I'm thinking about, spoke to Copa, I spoke to Fantasia, I spoke to a couple of other friends, us doing a give back project, because we're all preachers' kids, we're all from the church, so just doing a project just to, let's just get out the way, no, just to satisfy the people who gave us our start, and that would be the church. Even though church people who act crazy, they know her like church. But, just to show that we didn't forget where we come from. So we're in the works of at least doing another song we did Endow Me. And a lot of people still talking about, I'm like, yeah, but we did that song years ago. We got so much more. We got some originals that we got to labor on. I still ain't remixed Hold 'Em You yet. But I'm just like, we just got that. in the works, as well as I'll probably do a gospel solo, maybe like EP, not a whole 10 songs,
Yeah.
and be like, Jesus,
Just
get
a
right.